recently have gotten into the habit, well, maybe not recently, but I have gotten into the habit of giving my dog Zamboni, who is a Mastiff mix, a bone when he comes in from outside. Because I want him to know that when I call him and he comes in, he gets a treat. I've also unfortunately gotten in the habit of when I'm sitting on the couch watching something on TV, eating a bag of unsalted pretzels, he's going to want one. Why? Because I've given him unsalted pretzels before. He wants a bone. He wants a pretzel. If I don't give it to him, he just sits there looking at me, drooling. If I walk out of the kitchen without giving him a bone when he came in, he follows me around, follows me to the office, follows me to the bathroom. He's waiting for his bone. Zamboni is a lot like our brains when we're feeling anxious or we're feeling depressed, because our brain wants a bone. It wants an answer. It wants us to acknowledge it. When we're worried about something, we're thinking about it in our head. Oh my gosh, how's that meeting going to go at work? What's that exam going to be like at school? What about that medical test I'm having, right? It's not the meeting, it's not the exam, it's not the test that's creating the anxiety. It's your brain's natural ability to create an outcome, to finish the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey says, right? And so much like Zamboni, who will follow me around the house if I don't give him a bone, or who will sit in front of me in the TV drooling massively if I don't give him a pretzel, our brain, our mind will do the same thing. It'll hound us, and hound us until we give it a bone, until we give it a pretzel, until we acknowledge why we're anxious. And the key here is, again, remember, it's not the meeting. It's not the exam at school. It's not the medical test I'm going to have. It's the outcome. Our brain has already jumped 2 steps ahead and is predicting and anticipating the meeting will be tense, it'll be awkward, it'll be weird. The exam, I don't know, I've really studied, but if I fail it and I don't get a good grade in this class, that's going to jeopardize my degree program. Or over here, what if I have this test? What if it comes back with a significant finding? What if? And that's what the mind wants us to do. First, acknowledge it. Give it a bone. Give it a pretzel. Hey, I acknowledge thinking about this meeting. But more importantly, thinking about the outcome of the meeting is making me stressed, is making me depressed and anxious. Same thing with the exam and the medical routine, or the medical test, or the medical exam, right? All right, there we go. I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. So we want to acknowledge it. The second thing we want to do, because our mind will keep coming back again, like a dog wanting a bone or a pretzel, keep coming back going, okay, well, what are we going to do about it? How are we going to prepare? What are we going to do about it? Second thing you need to acknowledge in the meeting. Well, I'm going to go in, I'm going to be professional, I'm going to be polite, I'm going to advocate for myself. I'm going to watch and manage what I say. I'm going to advocate. I'm not going to shame, I'm not going to blame, I'm not going to point fingers. I'm going to be professional and polite. That's my approach. Same thing with the exam. I'm going to study. I'm going to study well. I'm going to get a good night's sleep. I'm going to have a good breakfast. I'm going to go in. I'm going to knock that exam over the wall, get a great grade, pass my class, and get my degree. Or you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go into this doctor's appointment. I'm going to go in with a mindset that it's good that I'm going to find out what's going on. We're finally going to get to the bottom of a few things. And even if it's this or that, I will know what I need to do. My doctor and I can put a plan together. So there's 2 steps, 2 bones, 2 pretzels you've got to give your mind if you're feeling anxious, depressed, stressed, and you don't want to feel that way anymore. Number 1, acknowledge what you're feeling. Number 2, acknowledge that that's not just the meeting, like I said, or the exam or the medical test. It's the outcome. And then number 3, come up with a solution, an approach, a tactic, a strategy for managing that outcome, for how to drive an outcome you want, right? Because in the meeting, if it goes sideways, that's a bad outcome. But if it goes well because you're professional, polite, you advocate for yourself, that's a healthy and effective outcome. That's what your mind is wanting you to do. Number one, acknowledge the source of the real stress. Number two, have a plan. Because if we acknowledge the stress, we can have a targeted plan to actually hit what it is that is creating our stress, our feeling of depression, our feeling of anxiety, our fear, right? If we actually know what target we're hitting at, we can be more precise with our plan. And when our mind realizes those two things have been accomplished, we've given the bones and the pretzels, our mind's going to leave us alone because it realizes we've got it covered. We're taking care of it. And even if your mind comes back and goes, well, are you really sure? Are you really sure? Remind your mind, A, this is the outcome of these things that I am worried about, that is stressing me out. Number two, how I'm going to manage that outcome is this way. Here's my plan. How can I influence the outcome goes the way I would like? Here's my plan. So when this is occurring, give your mind, give your brain a bone and a pretzel. Acknowledge the actual stress. Acknowledge the outcome. Know the outcome you want and develop a plan to make that happen.